Hello, and welcome to Sports Update. We'll be looking at the latest sports news from around the region and beyond. I'm Braden Parks.
We'll also look at college football across the nation and check out the latest happenings in all pro sports. I'm Victoria Guerra, and this is Sports Update on EUTV. Kind of eventful weekend for Evangel football and cross country, soccer. We got all those going on. So why don't you go a little bit tell us what's going on in football?
After an excruciatingly close game on Saturday against the 7th-ranked Grandview, the Crusaders fall 4-1 after losing on the road. The game came down to the final minutes and one very controversial pass interference call. The Crusaders took a 21-14 lead over the Vikings after a blocked field goal by Dalton Taylor set Evangel up for the tie-breaking touchdown before halftime. However, the Vikings took the lead again with a 27-yard touchdown pass with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in regulation. Linebacker Will Boswell scored the first points for the Crusaders on a 68-yard fumble recovery. Quarterback Cameron Hardesty threw 2 touchdowns to Nico Oropez and Jansen Acklin. Hardesty also scored a rushing touchdown to cap an 80-yard drive for the Crusaders. Final score, 32-28 Grandview.
The Lady Crusaders took on the Baker Wildcats in conference play on Friday. In a 4-set match, the Lady Crusaders and Wildcats fought back and forth during each set. Crusaders took the first and second set win, with the Wildcats taking the third, but the Crusaders finished it up with a 4th set win to take the match 3-1. Sophomore Tori Lowry led the team with a double-double, having 18 kills and 28 digs and finishing with a 250 hitting percentage. McKenna Miller helped the offense with 28 assists. Evangel shifted up into the upper half of the league standings after this win, with going above the 500 mark.
Another game, another win. The team's victory on Saturday extends their winning streak to 6 games. The Women Crusaders were able to defeat the Mid-American Pioneers to secure a 3-0 record in conference play for the first time in women's soccer school history. Both goals for the Crusaders came off assists from Sedona Townsend. Forwards Bianca Bifford and Ashley Ard scored for the Crusaders at the 49th and 61st minute marks, respectively. Evangel wins on the road 2-1 over Mid-American Nazarene.
The Evangel cross-country team traveled to St. Joseph, Missouri this past weekend to compete in the Griffin Open at Missouri Western. Duncan Gackeru took the individual title on the men's 8K with a time of 26 minutes and 48 seconds, finishing first in the race for the men's. On the women's side, Leslie Perona finished third in the women's 5K race with a time of 20 minutes and 28 seconds. The men's team was able to finish behind NCAA Division II competitors Mo Western. Congrats to Duncan on that first place win. We've got a lot going on with that, and it was kind of sad to see that the Crusaders took their first
tough
loss. And it's always, they were going up against the 7th-ranked team in the nation, so, you kind of have that.
Tough matchup there.
Oh, definitely. And then, at least on the good side, we've got Duncan Gackeru with that first-place win for Crusader cross country, which that's always fun to see. They have those competitions on the weekends, and then whenever they're doing well, it's nice to see that they can place. And
women's soccer securing that 3-0 conference record was for the first time in school history. That's great, great milestone for them. Up next, we will be interviewing Coach Chuck Hepola.
We'll be right back.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm here with Coach Hepla. Thank you, Coach, for being with us today.
Hey, I appreciate it.
So why don't you tell us about yourself? What brings you to Evangel?
You know, really, honestly, God's calling. I mean, to be honest with you, I was fortunate enough to coach at a lot of different levels, and I was at the Division I level. My daughter signed a soccer scholarship, and about a month later, Evangel called and offered me a job as an assistant job, and my wife and I prayed and fasted about it, and this is where God called us to be. So we're here, and we're just doing exactly what we're supposed to do, and just seeing what the good Lord has for us.
That's great. That's great. So how long have you been here? How many years has it been?
This is I'm in my 4th season as the head coach, and I was here as an assistant for 1 year. So this is my 5th season.
Great. So how have you seen the program grow since you've been here?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun watching you know, our program develop, and we're getting to the point now where we're consistently in the top 25, and our players are embracing everything that we do on the field, off the field. They're doing well academically. They're doing well again on the field, and then just making great decisions off the field as well. And so it's fun to see the coaching staff collectively come together with a plan, and then that plan really, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term, working. And so it's been fun to watch our kids embrace it and just see what happens, you know, from week to week.
Yeah, obviously a very impressive start to the season. What do you think has contributed to you guys' success?
Well, I mean, obviously our kids buying into what we're doing and them executing, you know, their assignments. Our coaches are doing a great job putting guys in position to be successful, but our players are executing their jobs, and they're believing in what they're doing. They're playing fast, they're playing hard, they're playing together, and they're finishing. And so that's what Code Maroon is. It's what we talk about with our team, and our guys are doing that, and it's nice and fun to watch them out there play on Saturdays.
That's great. So since the first days of camp to right now, how's the team itself, like what transformation have they gone through this season?
Well, you know, the number one thing we deal with is just making sure we have the right culture. You know, every university has its culture, every really team has its culture, and so culture is what we say is what you teach and what you tolerate. And so the number one thing that we want our team to do is be unified, and that's actually biblical. You know, you look at churches and so forth and businesses, you want everybody on the same page. And so the culture of our team, having unity, making sure that we all understand that everybody's job is important, no matter how a person feels like whatever their job is, but whatever they're doing, it's extremely important. They have to perfect it. They need to do it well. And when everybody does that and everybody's on the same page, then great things happen. And so that's what we're always striving for.
That's great. So this culture creates a lot of accomplishments on and off the field. What would you say your proudest accomplishment this season or your whole time you've been here has been?
You know, honestly, just you would think it would be somebody saying, you know, wins and losses, and that's not really. It's just the way that our young men go about and conduct themselves. on a daily basis, and then watching those young men graduate because they're student athletes. So every time I go to a graduation every year, it's fun to watch our players walk across the stage, knowing that football was just a tool for them to get their education. And so, even though that they are playing football, a lot of people think that that's really the sole reason why they're here. And there might be a few of them that when they first come here, that's really the main reason. But it's just exciting to see our guys graduate. It's exciting to see our guys all on the same page. It's exciting to see our guys, how they conduct themselves on and off the field. And then it just makes me proud to know that they're serving the Lord, and that's really what we want them to do.
That's great. So we had Demarius with us on the show last week, and he was talking about how this is really a make or break national championship or bust type of year for the team. Do you feel the same way?
Well, I mean, I think this year, coming off a 9-2 season last year and getting left out of the playoffs, the top 16 teams get in the playoffs, and we were number 17 last year, and we returned majority of the guys. And so I can understand the mindset that our players have, but my mindset is just whatever that next play is, that you play to the best of your ability. And I wouldn't say if we didn't win a national championship, it would be a bust. Because honestly, that means that everybody in the country their season would be bust but one. And to be quite honest with you, our guys, it's just fun to watch them go out and play from play to play. But our expectations are high. There's no question about it. And I mean, you heard that from a player. And so the fact that our players think that, our coaching staff certainly believes that we're going to excel out on the field. And so, I wouldn't have it any other way. I want them to think like that.
For sure. So what do you think one aspect of your game that will take you to that level?
Well, I mean, everything is, we talk about every week that we win together and we lose together. So everything's got to be just everybody rowing in the same direction. And just visualize that in your mind. You're in a rowboat and there's three people and one guy's rowing this way and one guy's rowing that way. You're not going to go anywhere. And so we've got to make sure that everybody understands that their job is important and row in the same direction and do things together, and understand that, if one area of our game, offensively, defensively, or special teams is struggling, the other area, it's their job to pick them up rather than to be negative towards them. So sometimes you'll see teams that maybe the defense is playing well and the offense isn't, and they'll just sit there and they might be negative towards one. Our team doesn't do that. What we do is we just embrace, hey, this group is struggling a little bit, let's pick it up. So if our defense is struggling, our offense got to pick them up. Special teams, I say, has got to pick them up all the time. And so if we can just get all three of our phases of the game out there just to do their job and do their job well, and just pick up the team that's lacking at that particular Saturday, we'll be fine.
That's great. So one last question. This is homecoming weekend. Yep. What expectations do you have for this conference matchup?
Well, again, in our conference, we play in the best conference in the nation at our level of football. So everybody we play is going to be ready to play, and they know they're going to play Evangel. And Evangel, we believe that we play harder than everybody we play. So they're going to come out and play hard against us. And then obviously we've got a lot of alumni coming in, and so it's great for us to be able to put our product out there. A lot of alumni that have been in these guys' shoes years and years ago. Could be 5 years ago, could be last year, could be 10 years ago, 20 years ago. We've got the originals that come around quite a bit, the guys that were on that original team back in the late 70s. And so we want to make sure that we put a good product out there and make those people proud. And at the end of the day, obviously, when you win a ball game, we always say the fun's in the winning. So we're gonna do our best to win the football game on Saturday.
Well, thank you, Coach, for joining us today. Coming up, we will be reviewing several college football games that happened this past week. Stay tuned.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees?
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Well, the Minnesota Twins made history in their final series in regular season play in the MLB as they were the 4th team to have a 100-game wins in the season. They took on the Kansas City Royals, whose manager Ned Yost announced his retirement after coaching the team since 2010. The Twins took the series 2-1 and are now ready to begin postseason play along with the other teams that took those 100 wins in a season, including the Yankees, Astros, and Dodgers. Wildcard games begin October 1st with the Brewers versus the Nationals and the Rays versus the Athletics. Let's get ready for some MLB playoffs.
Second-ranked Alabama rises to 5-0 after defeating Ole Miss on Saturday. Tua Tagovailoa connected with Devontae Smith for a record number of 5 touchdown passes, 11 catches, and 274 yards. Tagovailoa scored a total of 7 touchdowns, with 6 passing and 1 rushing. Ole Miss gave Alabama their first deficit of the year and held the lead over Alabama for a total of 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Ole Miss started backup quarterback John Rhys Plumlee, who threw for 2 touchdowns and rushed for 1 more. Final score, 59-31 Alabama. The Kansas City Chiefs were able to secure a close victory over the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Third-string running back Darrell Williams scored a touchdown with 20 seconds left to preserve Kansas City's perfect record. However, the Lions were able to snap Patrick Mahomes' 14-game touchdown streak, in which he had thrown at least 2 touchdowns per game. The Lions held him to no touchdowns. LaShawn McCoy rushed for 56 yards and 1 touchdown, while Williams ran for 13 yards and 2 touchdowns. The game saw plentiful turnovers from both sides of the ball. The Chiefs' Bashad Breeland was able to capitalize on a Detroit fumble, running it back for 100 yards and a touchdown. This victory shows good depth to the Chiefs' offense and some of the best playing we've seen from Kansas City's defense so far. The Chiefs win in Detroit 34-30.
The Buffalo Bills took their first loss of the season as they fell to the New England Patriots 10-16. The Bills' defense was strong and gave Brady the Pats' offense a run at their game. Brady had his first interception of the season and threw for 150 yards. The Bills' Josh Allen threw for 153 yards before getting a brutal helmet-to-helmet hit in the 4th quarter, causing him to go into a concussion protocol, leaving the game, and Matt Barkley had to take over on the field. Bills linebacker Tremaine Edmunds finished the game with 7 hits and 4 assists. Again, the final score was 16-10 Patriots. Well, going back to baseball, it's now postseason play, and that's a little bit exciting. And, a little localized, we're talking about Kansas City. They got their Coach Ned is retiring, and, unfortunately, they haven't been able to go back how they were in the, 2014 and
2015
seasons. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but other local side, the Cards.
The Cardinals have secured their first playoff berth after a 3-year drought, after beating the Cubs 9-0 on Sunday. So they came out and got that big win. They entered Sunday only 1 game ahead of Milwaukee, but after Milwaukee lost and the Cardinals won, they were able to secure that NL Central title. So
nice.
It's nice. They'll be facing off against the Braves on Thursday for the first game of the NLDS.
There we go, yeah, and then the Chiefs got that. That was a stressful
so
game.
Yeah,
oh my
very
goodness,
close,
it was
very
the
close
last
game.
seconds that.
Yeah, the 22nd left touchdown from the third string running back, rather. Very important, very clutch moment.
Oh yeah, and then there we go. There's always saying, that offense is just so depth, and then the defense is having to put in that work and get that win too. So, well, why don't we go ahead and take a look at what's coming up for the Crusader sports.
For football, we will be facing Graceland University here at home October 5th at 1 p.m.
And then for volleyball, we've got them going up against Mid-America Nazarene on Tuesday, October 1st at 7 p.m. in Olathe, Kansas, and Mo Valley on Friday, October 4th at 7 in Marshall, Missouri. Both of those games are in conference match.
Men's soccer will take on Culver Stockton October 4th here at home.
And for women's soccer, we've also got them going up against Culver Stockton on Friday, October 4th at 5 p.m. Both of those soccer games are for homecoming, so that is exciting. Make sure to go out there and support them as well. Well, those games are for soccer, homecoming, and football as well, so that gives you guys plenty of time to go out there and check out and support one of those games, or if not all of them, so that's exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that is all the time we have today for Sports Update. I'm Braden Parks.
And I'm Victoria Guerra. Be sure to join us next week as we bring you the latest in sports news. This has been Sports Update on EUTV.